Hey guys, Kev here, and let's talk about Haptic Coins. So I blame this video on Sean. Go check out his YouTube channel. It's Sean Dumas, S-H-A-W-N space Dumas, D-U-M-A-S. He's in a group I'm in on Facebook. It's a messenger group, whatever the hell you call that, group chat. Fidget pass around a few channels. We pass fidgets around and we talk fidgets and talk life and whatever, and it's great. And anyway, I was saying I think the Haptic Coin is my favorite fidget. If I'm running out the door and I'm just like, oh, I gotta grab something, right? Or I just need to, I have to make a quick decision. I always snag this donut right here. And before that, it was this Nano Milk Lid. And before that, it was this donut right here, right? And then now I think I just got this one today. It's going to be this one. You know, and then when this came in, it was this one. And this is a little bit different, but it's got a similar process, so I did want to leave it out here. I do have other ones. I think one is loaned out maybe, and another one is over there. Some magnets popped out on delivery and I had to try to do surgery, so we'll see, and I have more coming. But I think the Haptic Coin is the best because it is mindless. There's different ways to fidget with it. It's mindless and it makes a very good audible and tactile response. It's very pocketable. There's just a lot of reasons to love it. It doesn't really get boring. Like, I don't get tired of doing this. I can do this all day. In fact, I go to my parents' house almost every day after work. I pick my daughter up at daycare. I walk and pick her up with the stroller, and then I walk over to my parents' house. She hangs out there, has a snack, watches some TV, maybe, whatever. It gives me some help with her for a couple hours, and it's nice to see your parents, right? They just moved into a nice new loft, which is gorgeous. They did sell my childhood home, so I'm a little bit saddened about that, and I couldn't afford to buy it, so it's just a matter of how things were. I mean, they bought that house from my grandparents. Yeah, it's been in my family for, Jesus, since the 60s. And my grandparents bought it for $25,000. And this is like a 6-bedroom, single family with a decent yard. Now, it's in a town, so it's not like huge acreage or anything. But it had a nice yard and everything. And my dad bought it from them for like $225. 25 years ago, 30 years ago. 25 years ago, I guess. And it just sold for $600,000. Like, I just couldn't afford it. I would have loved to have bought that house. Honestly, though, it's a money pit. I mean, you have to have like 20 grand stashed away at all times with that house, because something will break, something will need to be, you know, redone, whatever. All right. Anyway, sorry. My mom is always telling me, Kev, can you stop that? And it's because I'm with the coin, like. You know, sometimes it's, you know, a slider or whatever else I have in my hand, because I'm always clicking and clacking. If it doesn't click and clack, it is not a haptic for me, right? So back to the coins being the best. You can pick this up and do this just mindlessly. I mean, you can walk and do it. You can talk and do it. You can make a video and do it, right? Like, it's just mindless. Where sliders, you know, you need a little bit more. Let me see if I have one here. Sliders, you need a little bit more brain power, because you're doing moves and stuff. You're doing this. See how I'm already like kind of I'm stopping my sentences and stuff because I'm focusing on what I'm doing with this. And I love sliders, guys. Sliders are amazing. But they're usually reserved for at the house, at my desk, right? Maybe I'll bring one downstairs later at night or something, and then I'm dropping it all over the place. But they are amazing. They're just not the best for that situation. Then you have spinners, which I'm not really into at this point. I have this one. Shout out to EDC Fidget, Mel, for sending this my way. I actually really like this one. I think it's called the Robot. I think it's from Mackie or Loudy, I forget. And I actually am really enjoying this one. Not a big spinner guy. I did invest recently in a couple of really nice ones on pre-order, so we'll see what happens. I'm giving it a shot. It does have a clicker as well. But like a spinner, I don't know, it's a little heavier, bulkier. You know, you got to find a spot for it. You do have to think a little bit when you're spinning these or doing whatever. You're kind of using your hands a lot, moving them around. And I think for me, part of a spinner being fun is, you can see I suck at them, but part of a spinner being fun is looking at it and watching it spin and all of that, right? And that takes brain power to do that, right? You can't just mindlessly do that. I'm sure you could get to that point, but for me personally, I'm not there. So that kind of knocks the spinner out. Then you have the track sliders, which are, yeah, a little bit more mindless. I can do this all day and enjoy it as long as my hands don't get sweaty. But you'll see there, like, there always seems to be a little bit of a pickup curve. Once I grab it again, I got to, you know, take a second to adjust to it again and whatever. But once I get going, this is one of the most satisfying of the fidget toys, I would say, is this kind of track slider. So the Clover here from Compiform, which, guys, poof, fantastic. The Laugh Now, Cry Later coin from Compiform, they're essentially the same exact concept on the fidget. Just a different form factor coin versus Clover. And then you have the Argyle V 1.1, which again is a similar idea, right? You're popping a thing up and going around and, you know. But again, a little bit of brain power is needed. Yes, you can get used to these enough that, like, you don't really need to think about it. But it is a thing, and you do have to worry a little bit in the back of your head about dropping it. Like this post could pop off, and then, you know, the top layer hit the ground, or you know, you could just drop it because you're doing a lot of maneuvering with them. Obviously, I love Compiform. It's my favorite fidget brand, so I know it's a little bit of a contradiction there, but what are you going to do? You have other things like the soap from ACedc, one of my favorites, this slider. But you got to worry about the top layer coming off and losing the balls underneath, and, you know, you got to worry about you dropping that top layer. Stuff like that can happen. I'm just going through, like, a lot of fidgets I have. You have the Chill Pill from Fidget Things. Absolutely love this. But again, you got to worry a little bit about dropping it. Like, yeah, you could play that game where you're like, well, I'm not gonna do this move while I walk, right? I'm gonna just do this move. Well, you'll never do that because you'll always want to play with it the way you're used to. This is more of a desk spinner. This is the Loudy mini dealer. So you have this guy that is, you know, fun to kind of have around. And I'll be honest, I haven't picked this thing up in, I don't know, a couple weeks. You have another sort of track slider in the T1. I absolutely love the T1. It's just one of those fantastic sliders, but it's one you do moves with, right? Like, you spin it around, you do moves, and again, that takes a little bit of brain power. Not a lot, just a little bit. You have stuff like this, the Cap Eclipse. I love this thing. But it's, again, this is like a game where you try to not miss. You're focusing when you do that, right? And, you know, in your pocket and all that kind of stuff, it's a little bit of a little bit bulky. The only thing that comes very, very close to the Haptic Coin in terms of being mindless and being as satisfying is the Mackie CP3. And honestly, it's hard for me not to want to put this right here with these. You can see I have the 3 Zerk versions that I know exist. You have the Hogdoggins exclusive one. This is number 175 of 200, I think. And the Mackie CP3 is 3 pieces with the posts and a central piece right there, all magnets, and you slide out and you close it. And that's what you do with it. Oop. You do this. And I can do this all day, mindlessly, no problem. So I think I would say the CP3 is that one item that breaks the barrier a little bit. This is the one with the gold-plated centerpiece. This is polished Zerk as well. And this one is not a collaboration anyway. And check this out. I love showing it off. Number 1, baby. And this is probably my number 1 CP3 too. I absolutely love the feel of this one. They do have different feels. Like these two, magnet strength, feel almost the same. And then this one is the Hate Dust collaboration, which is a blasted Zerk. Has a little bit of a lighter magnet feel. Is that bad? I prefer stronger magnets, but I love this thing. I mean, I can do this all day, but you can hear the difference. No, maybe it's hard to hear through the camera. This one feels a little different. And it could be just breaking. I don't know. Anyway, so you can mindlessly play with that. Let me put this one away. Put it down here with the other Compiform items. Woo. All right. So we circle back to the coins. And I want to talk about my favorite one because let me put these like over here or something. So I'm basically trying to tell you guys what, if you're going to get one Fidget, right, what you should get. For me, it's going to be a hard battle between a CP3, right? So let's say this CP3 right here in particular. I think I paid 180 for that or something. Was it 100 or 280? It might have been on AliExpress. I cannot find this version anymore anywhere, but I've seen these around, so you can get them. And then you have this dial from Black Mirror Designs. It does have the same concept. It has a needle bearing at the bottom and a magnetic plate with however many magnets on it under there. And there is then this piece and a bearing in there. And I guess this top part kind of rotates through that mag. I don't know how it works, but it... Right, similar sounds, very satisfying. I love this thing. Now it is larger, right? It's got a pretty big footprint to it if you compare it to, you know, the CP3 or the Nano Milk Lid, even the Donut, right? It's the biggest one of the bunch. So that kind of sets it out for me, is even though it's really fun, it turns it into more of a desk item because of the size. This is another quirky one. I love this one. This one is a Gamer Cross. So this is in Purple Haze Fat Carbon. It has a clicky D-pad, which is awesome. But then it also is a haptic coin. Very loud, very satisfying, but it's not, it's good. It's just not as tight as some of the other ones. Like if you feel this and then that, this feels great, sounds great, but this has a little more pull to it. Like the magnets are stronger, if that makes sense. And this is the polished ACedc donut. Now the problem with this one is it's polished Zerk, and I'm a sweaty dude, so as soon as I get a little bit of sweat going, this thing turns into a slippery, sort of hard to use, and it's happening like as we speak. This is the first one I got, donut I got, but this one's really good because you can click it and everything. But like this guy, it's kind of big, right? It's thick, you know, but it is super fun, definitely high on my list. So then I got the Nano Milk Lid. And I absolutely adore this piece because it's such a small size. Like, you could fit this thing in your bunghole if you had to, right? Like, if you got arrested and you're going to jail, and you can only hide one Fidget somewhere, you know, it would be arguable between these two because, you know, this one's more pill-shaped, might be able to squeeze her in. Just kidding. But the size of this just disappears. Fifth pocket, drop it anywhere, and it just disappears. And I think you can get this one without the fancy 2022 edition version. It's still Zerk blasted, everything, and you can get it. It was like $110 or something. I know that's not nothing, but for the stuff on this table, you know, this one was like $275, $250, $180 when I bought this, $130. You know, these are all $200 to $280, something like that. So $110. You know, it feels like one I can just do whatever with. I'll chuck it in a pocket with other stuff. I've dropped it. Cause see there, I was helping my brother move, and I brought this thinking I wasn't really gonna drop it, right? It'd be the least likely thing to damage, and I brought this and this one, and I did drop this. But as you use the fidgets, if you drop them and stuff, you kind of just wear them back in. It's kind of like war wounds. I kind of like it, but it's just so small, and it snaps. Listen to that. And one thing you got to know about haptic coins, if you get into them, is the softer you hold it, the lighter you hold it, and the softer you click it, the louder and more feedback you get. If you're a brute about it and you're like, because this is what I see people do every time, right? They get it and they're like, man, it sucks. And that's what I did, right? And that's why I know, and that's why I say it. You have to just learn each one. They're all a little bit different. They all have a little bit of different magnet strength. So what I like to do is hold it as softly as I can, and then just snap your fingers enough to where the fidget starts to move and you break the magnet. It's kind of like on a knife that I always talk about, guys, where you pull the flipper tab as softly as possible until the detent breaks. Once it breaks and it flies out of there, if that flies out and locks up, you have a good detent, right? And it's satisfying, right? And this is the same way. You just let it go until you get to that break, and you let that magnet snap to the next one. And that's the best way to learn how to use a haptic coin. Once you get it down, you know, you're good. But if you start squeezing really hard, this will happen and you'll get frustrated. So just calm down and let it snap. And this is the donut from ACedc, the Donut 2.0, and I highly recommend this. I would recommend it in the lighter materials, I think, and I would count Zerk in that. So, like, I would try to avoid stainless steel, the heavier, like superconductor, brass, copper, stuff like that. That's really heavy because it's going to weaken the feel of the magnets, right? This one in this blasted Zerk is so snappy, it's not even funny. Snappier than this one, which is weird because they're both Zerk. But it's almost like they just use stronger magnets on this. So this had been my favorite haptic coin, possibly my favorite fidget. And I love doing this move with it, where you kind of go around this way. So you can do that, you can do this, you can also just use it as a worry stone, or you can just flick it around like this if you want. You could put it on a necklace or a keychain or something if you wanted to. And then I got this one today, and this one is basically a full-size version of this, right? I think it was $132. By the way, most of these you can get, well, the haptic coins and the donuts you can get at BigWhiteEDC.com. It's all linked down below. BigWhiteEDC.com. You can use my code LeftyEDC. You'll get 10% off of these milk lids, which is, I think, pretty good. But this one, whoo, It's really good. I don't think it's quite as strong as the donut. The donut still has that snap. But this is just loud and fun, and it does have enough snap. Oh my god, it's just a joy. And the lip on it, because of the milk lid design, is just fantastic. And I always thought this was going to be the strongest because it has more magnets. So let me try to show you. Ugh. So it has 7 magnets on one side, and then 6 on this side, and that's on purpose. You could try to add another one if you wanted to. You'd have to find the magnet, but it's not supposed to come with that. And then it has this sort of skateboard bearing in the center because it has that hole like a donut, right? And because it has that 7 to 6 magnets, it's just a lot more, you know, there's a lot more magnets than something like this that has 6. Now, these are bigger, so I don't know. And then you have this central magnet as your pivot instead of that skateboard bearing. But you can see, maybe you can see, I don't know. See how much force it takes for me to rotate. It's just a little jumpier over here, where this is snappier. I don't know how, it's just hard to explain. But then, I thought this one was going to be similar. No, look, it's just 6 and 6, and the central one again. So it's the same exact construction as this. But it just feels snappier. And this one, I believe, has 5, or it has 6 little ones. Nope, it has 5 normal size ones and a central one. So, I don't know. It comes down to the material weight and you know, I guess some other factors. How it's milled and everything will change the feel. But this is fantastic. I gotta say, I'm in love with this. But this is still amazing. Just that jump that you feel in your hand. Man, but if you've only had copper or superconductor in this, and I'm talking to you, Sean, I don't think you've experienced what the donut really is. So I highly implore you to try a blasted Zerk, or maybe one of the new titanium ones, the hand-carved ones, and just give the donut a shot with a lighter material like that. So anyway, that's just a rundown of why, and then I just rambled. Why I love the Haptic Coin, why I think it's my favorite fidget, barring the CP3. That's the only one that would maybe skate in there. And I know you guys are probably thinking like, but you always say Compiform's the best, and they are. Compiform is the best. But the issue with it for me is some of them I can't walk with. Because, you know, I'm just afraid like this. I'm afraid to walk with because I'm going to drop it. So it kind of, you know, puts this one out on that. This is a little bit more brain power that's necessary on these. So that's a reason. And then you have the patterns. So like this, and I've shown you the V1.1, right? And I did have a matching 1.1 that looked like this, but I sold it to Kyle. Shout out to you. Check out Fidget Focused. He really wanted one, and I had 2. It was just going to sit in a drawer and be a backup, so I could use the money. And then I have the Clover, but you can see the pattern on all these. And it's this very, like, smoothly finished. It does have ridges, but it's a smoothly finished titanium. And when I get sweaty, man, I can barely even use these. It's bad. Like, it really is. And it's not really a knock on the items. It's more of a knock on me. Being so, you know, gross, I guess. So it just kind of hinders me on these. And it makes it to where I don't carry them as much, which is sad because I absolutely love them. If Ivan ever sees this video, or Pluke wants to tell him, if he could come up with some kind of a sweat-resistant pattern for these items, just have one pattern that's like really grippy and sweat-resistant for those of us that have that issue, I I think that would be really cool, and we would really appreciate it. And I think there is that for this item, the V3. And I do have a blue flame one on pre-order that's hopefully gonna we're gonna test that and see if it solves it. But that's why those aren't at the top of the list for just overall favorite fidget. So anyway, all of that was to say, I'd say it comes down to these three. So I gotta pick a CP3 actually. I think I'll go with that one. So let me move all this aside. So it comes down to these three as my favorite fidget. All right. I legitimately got this an hour and a half ago. So it's really hard to put that in the top spot when I've been absolutely just going at it with the donut. So I got to remove, as much as I want to add this, man, recency bias though. All right, I'm moving that one out of the way. I love the jump on this. So it comes down to these two. You see how much I can annoy people with this? I think man, I don't know if I can decide. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think I would probably go with oh boy. I think I gotta go with the donut. I don't know why. I just have to. So the ACedc blasted donut in Zerk here. I do have more of these coming. Like I said, I have that titanium one over there gluing, and I have another hand-carved titanium one coming. But this one right here, I mean, you can see it's been through war. This thing has just been in my pocket, tossed in, don't care. You can get these for $129 on BigWhiteEDC. Use my code LeftyEDC, get 10% off that. So what's that, like $115 for a Zerk haptic donut you can wear on your neck, you can throw in your pocket, you can do whatever. Yeah, this thing's utterly fantastic, and so is the CP3. I mean, this thing is just legendary. If you can get one just to try, just try it. Some people, I think, you know, their hands are too small, and some people their hands are too big. For me, it's just right. But there it is, the king of the fidgets in my collection. King of the fidgets. The ACedc blasted zirconium donut. So, all right. Let me know what your favorite fidget is. Let me know why you think I'm crazy, because I know you do. And shout out to the Fidget Pass Around group chat. You guys have been amazing. Go check out all of their channels, please. I'll try to link them down below, but it's Fidget Focused, EDC Fidget, Sean Dumas, and Big Mitts and Fidgets, Preston. Absolutely fantastic. There's some other fidget channels I recommend, like Lockdown Spinning is cool. And at least when I got started, I really enjoyed Fab Blades. You just have to be aware that he is also a dealer. So, you know, I think he wants to like a lot of things because he's selling them too. I also think we're all different, right? I've just found that at first I loved watching his videos on fidgets. And then over time, I kind of learned that our tastes just aren't the same. There's things he was saying that were amazing that I just did not agree with. But hey, he did tell me about the dial, and he told me about the CP3 and the donut, and he was on point with those. So hey, I'm just saying. But check out all those channels. Cool people, cool community. Check out the Facebook groups. Oh, cool! You can spin this. Check out the Facebook groups for fidgeting. There's the Fidget Daily. There's the Fidget Daily Marketplace. There's Surplus Depot. There's a Loudy group, a Mackie group. There's, of course, my favorite Facebook group on Facebook, the Compiform group. And then there's some spinner groups I don't know about. Like I'm always discovering new things with these. Just love it. So, anyway, my point is spread the love, spread the word, tell people what's good. We want people to know what good fidgets are, right? The donuts are good fidgets. This dial is a good fidget. The CP3 is a fantastic fidget. The Nano Milk Lid and the full-size Milk Lid, absolutely fantastic fidgets. If you're a sweaty bastard, don't get the polished Zerk. Trust me on it. I've done the pain. I've paid for it. You don't have to. If you're sweaty, you don't want to go polished. You want to go blasted. Even though it marks up more and everything, trust me, you want to go polished. If you want to go baller and try the Ferrari of fidgets, you want to check out Compiform. You absolutely want to check out Compiform. You want to check out Magnus, because Magnus is absolutely killing it in the slider game. He also has some of his own unique fidgets like the Trio and the Magic Beans that I still need to try. But if you want that ultra just responsive, snappy as hell in the hand free floater, go Magnus. You can swap plates and test things out. You can put halves together. Like if I show you the Robo here, you could take this apart and you could say, hey, look, I want to take this one with this one. I want to take this one with this one. Boom. Now I got a Magnus Robo Dimple. A Rodimple. I got a Rodimple. A Dimpobo. A Dimpobo. But check that out. Look how well that works together. So what's that? Zerk on Zerk? Yeah, that's even Zerk on Zerk. I mean, you can piece together cool stuff like that with Magnus. Just really, really cool. This one would be then Teflon on Teflon. Just snappy as hell. What does Sean call it? The cupped in the hand pop or something. Absolutely wonderful with Magnus, guys. Hard to miss with that brand. We talked about Compiform, right? Free floating, the V3, guys. Epic. He's doing pre-orders on this stuff now. If you want something, be vocal in the group. Be vocal in the group. That's how you get shit done. The V3 is phenomenal. If you want a track slider, the V1.1 is utterly phenomenal if you're not a sweaty bastard. The Clover, a new item. Absolutely wonderful. My favorite Compiform piece, if you are sweaty, is the Laugh Now, Cry Later coin. Oh my God, once you get this down, you will understand why I love it so much. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. The ACedc lineup, basically, guys, is all top-notch shit. You know, I guess we're doing a collection video here now, too, okay? Because we might as well, right? I have more coming, and that's why I never do these, because I'm like, I got more coming. I want to show it all, right? But hey, let's do it. The ACedc Gamer, this is the cross, and then you have the pad. So you have, this one is a Haptic Coin and a clicker. This one is a clicker and a slider. And it also has the ability to rotate like that. So it's also a track slider. You can, let me see, what was the move I like to do? This move, right? Yeah. See, I haven't used this in 2 days, and now I can't even use it anymore. It's funny how that happens. But that's the Purple Haze Fat Carbon ACedc ones. You have the soap from ACedc. Honestly, the only item I've ever had from ACedc that I didn't love was the game cart. Just wasn't for me. But it was still made well. The soap, guys, is one of the best. You put those Teflon balls in there. Oh my god, the feedback you get. That jump. Now this is Zerk. You'll see I obviously love Zerk. This is heavy. So when I carry this, I know I'm carrying it, right? Then we have a similar item, the T1 slider I talked about earlier. Oh my god, so satisfying and snappy. This is one of those unknowns, guys. I feel like people don't know about this item. It's on AliExpress. It sells in Zerk for $136. This is a highly recommend from me. And you can get it, I think, in stainless for under $100. I don't know how the stainless one rocks, but this Zerk one is utterly fantastic. You have the cap, Eclipse. I've tried to sell this a few times. I guess nobody takes it, but I truly do love it. It's just something that, I don't know, I could part with, and, you know, I need to not spend all my money on Fidget, so selling stuff helps. But look at how beautiful this is. Designed by Cody Umbury, Cody, right? Not Corey. Cody Umberger of Umbury, and then made by Cap. Cap makes some beautiful stuff. You have the chill pills from Fidget Things. Derek is an absolutely wonderful dude. You can use my code LeftyTEN on his website for 10% off. Chill pills and tactiles and coin figs and whatnot. Absolutely a wonderful, wonderful fidget. I love mixing them up. So you can take the Zerk honeycomb and you can put that with your Zerkutai bottom. Oop, yikes! Don't jack up your Clover there, bruh. They're all users. And then you can take your titanium honeycomb and mix that with your O-ring Zerk. I mean, look, come on, come on. Try to keep these separate, whatever. Chill pill. And then we have the dealer, the mini dealer Hate Dust collaboration. This is more of a desk spinner, but it is really good. I do enjoy it. It is a good piece. I do really like it. Let's see, can I just slide some stuff? Again, I have my trio loaned out. I have my shuffle is loaned out. I'm waiting on some other things to come in. I think I still have a couple of missing. Here's the mini robot spinner I was showing earlier, I think. Absolutely a wonderful spinner. It's really my only one right now. I have a couple of things up there in the giveaway bin that are going to be given away. So there's that. And then I have a couple of the 3D printed ones that I really like. This is the Beglary. Sorry, I'm an idiot. That's on my lap, by the way. This is from Alicord Paracord. This is Beglary. It's just kind of weighted string on each side, and you spin it and like wrap it around your fingers. I absolutely suck at it, but Alice gifted it to me, so I like to keep it. And I've given away some. And anyway, check out Alicord Paracord on Instagram. Really cool. She makes awesome stuff for a good price. And then there's the 3DC printings. This is the keychain. Super simple. But honestly, if you made me choose between this and a Compiform Super Bean, or I don't know about the trio, maybe, I might choose this. I just love how simple it is, and yet it does give you that click. Yeah, I really love this key. It's so simple, and it's $10, guys. You can use my code LeftyTwenty at 3DC Printings to get 20% off, which is pretty cool. But you can see in there's 4 magnets and then 1 on the piece, and it's just simple. Then you have the Bar XL, which is another cool one from 3DC. If you guys are on a budget, man, I don't think you can beat 3DC. They have this clicky version. You hear that scratchy sound? That's the clicky, and then they have silent ones that aren't scratchy like that. I love that scratchy sound. It's just something about it, like crinkle paper, it does it for me. I know some people hate it. But they have all different types of sliders and stuff like that. And for you getting into fidgets, I think they are an absolutely wonderful option. This one I gotta always get the hang of again. But really, really cool, the Bar XL. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Magnetron. This is a prototype Magnetron from my buddy Backpack B. He was working on making his own fidgets. Looks like the magnets are rusting, so I don't know, that's weird. But very rudimentary here. He just was giving it a shot, but he used fat carbon and he cut some holes and put some magnets in there, and it's just a prototype, so he's gonna work on making a better version, so we'll see if that happens. But I absolutely love it, just for the fact that he gifted it to me and all of that cool stuff. So we have the Magnetron prototype, and I think that's it. Everything else is kind of loaned out. Everything else is loaned out or whatever. These are the Compiform chips. I got 3 of those because I just sold an item and I gave the chip away with it. And then those aren't really fidgets. So yeah, I think that's it. That is my current state of the fidget collection. It's not the biggest collection in the world. I have obviously sold a lot of them. You guys know me. I'm the same way with knives. I go hard and I'm always trying new things, but that means I sell a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't tend to just keep everything. So some of this stuff will probably be getting sold, like this. The Robo is for sale. This would be for sale. So if you see this and you're interested, tempted to sell one of these sets just because I don't really need both. But the Zerk set was actually a gift from Derek, so I don't know. And I love the Zerkutai, so it makes it hard. You know, this is something I never use really, but it's cool to have. I have a full-size one coming. You know, and then I have triples of things like this, and the donut I have so many of, but I just love them, you know, so I don't want to sell them. I do have a Zerk dial coming, hopefully very soon. And then I might move this one on. And I have other stuff coming in, but anyway, there you go, guys. I'm going to shut up now. 42 minutes later. I apologize. The point was this. Oh, no, it was the donut. Damn, I really liked it. This is my favorite fidget. If I had to only pick one. Man, that's really hard looking at everything on the table, but I think it would be this one. If I could only have one, because I can so mindlessly do this. So, yeah. Alright, that's it, guys. I love you all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a wonderful day. Absolutely hope you have a fantastic day. And I will catch you later.